Positive rotation. Ignition.
Welcome to Roll Call, a 126th Air Refueling Wing podcast of the Illinois Air National Guard at Scott Air Force Base. I'm your host, Master Sergeant Brian Ellison. The Roll Call podcast focused on people, mission, and community. If you're watching the video, did you see that snazzy open? That was pretty cool. Coming up, we're talking with Tech Sergeant Josh Johnson about his career in AFE. What does that stand for, you may ask? Air Crew Flight Equipment, which during the podcast, while I was interviewing him, I couldn't get AFE, Air Crew Flight Equipment, correct, which if you wrote it down, you wouldn't trip over it. He also tells us about the cool toys he gets to play with, including the plane slide as a member of AFE. He'll also tell us about his unique college career, how he balances that as a full-time guardsman here on base, which includes weekends. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, on around the Air Force, pregnant air crew members will get more information to help them make informed decisions about their pregnancy and flying. I'll also have some information to pass along on how to get free annual or lifetime passes to our national parks. But first, we are joined by Keely Speck from Military Family Readiness.
I have ventured all the way from Military and Family Readiness headquarters across the hallway to bring to you the first feedback survey prize winner.
That is awesome. So these are how you say feedback survey. Where does that?
Yes.
Where is the survey? Can this survey be found?
The survey can be found at any of our events if you come to them, but also at the top and bottom of every monthly newsletter. So there's a monthly opportunity for every single person in the wing, including family members. If you pay attention to the newsletters, if you engage, I just want to say thanks. So I have a wheel of names filled with people that have either completed a survey or they've engaged in the monthly check-ins in the newsletter. So either way, if you engage in one of those, you've been submitted to a wheel, and you might win this month's $25 Amazon gift card.
Love it. So you brought a wheel. A wheel. So go ahead and I guess spin that wheel. Okay. Okay, ready? Go ahead.
Ready. We got Nikki Peterson!
Senior Master Sergeant Nikki Peterson! Congratulations!
Oh my gosh. What a beautiful soul she is. Yeah.
All right, Keely Speck, thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
What can we look forward to coming up on drill in December? Do we have the holiday store?
We got the holiday bazaar, and we're going to have a gift wrapping station.
Oh, that's different.
Yes, and that's going to be in cold storage. And also on Saturday, we have the lunch club, which this time we'll be decorating cookies. And you have free trees available to you. Mm-hmm.
Free trees?
Free trees, free Christmas trees. Or whatever holiday you celebrate, put it in the yard. It's free. Mm-hmm.
So how do we get these trees?
You just tell me you want one.
Serious?
Mm-hmm. And then I put you on my little spreadsheet.
That's fantastic. So we got the trees to look forward to, the bazaar, and with the Christmas wrapping. Now, the Christmas wrapping that you're asking for donations, is that correct?
Only if you wish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is fantastic.
And all that money will go to the emergency fund through Friends of Scott Air National Guard, which is how we pay for holiday help and emergency financial services for airmen that need it.
All right.
Thank you so much. This was a blast. Got a blast.
I'm Tech Sergeant Scoggins in the 126th Air National Guard Air Refueling Wing, and I'm an aerospace maintenance technician, a crew chief. So our job entails mostly, on a good day, inspections. We get the jet ready to leave, and then we catch it when it comes back. So we interact with the pilots there, and then if they have any issues, they tell us. We have to do an inspection, pre and post flight, to find any discrepancies. And if it's something we can fix on the spot, we do.
I'm Lieutenant Pippins, AMXS, Aircraft Maintenance, and I am the Aircraft Maintenance Officer.
I am a supervisor of all the crew chiefs. So all the men and women that work hard every day out on the line to make sure that the 9 aircraft that we have here at Scott are ready to fly for the pilots. And I just make sure that they have everything that they need so that they can meet that mission every day.
One of the biggest benefits from working with the 126 would definitely be traveling. I've got to go to a lot of cool places for free to me. We get to go to Europe a lot. We're state partners with Poland, so we get Poland at least once or twice a year. It's nice. If you are in the unit, I recommend picking up that trip.
Thanks to joining the Guard, I've been able to get my bachelor's in kinesiology from the University of Illinois, and then I got my doctor of physical therapy from Southwest Baptist University. So I'm a doctor of physical therapy on the civilian side. I work as an outpatient physical therapist. They're both completely different jobs, but completely rewarding. I work one-on-one mostly in my civilian career field, and then here I'm in charge of 50 people. So it's a much larger scale, but they're both provided me so much experience.
I'm joined today by Tech Sergeant Josh Johnson from the 126th Operations Support Squadron. You're with AFE. What is AFE, sir?
AFE is aircrew flight equipment. We deal with everything survival that is loaded onto the KC-135 here at Scott. So whether it be a 20-man, escape slides, survival kits, we teach the aircrew how to use these items that we load onto the jet as well.
Are you new to this, to the AFE world? Is this something new for you, or?
So I was previously in the hydro shop. I joined in December of 2012 in hydro, and there was a full-time job that opened up in AFE that I applied for in July of 2015, and I was selected for that position, and I've been there ever since.
So you handle that stuff? You're doing the maintenance on it? Is that what you're kind of doing?
Yes, sir. We inspect and pack all of that equipment, whether it be flotation, egress, survival, whatever it is, we inspect it, we pack it, and everything in between that.
Like the oxygen bottles and all that stuff too?
It's more of the oxygen masks. So we have the Quick Don masks that are loaded onto the jet. We have 2 styles of those, one old, one new.
Yeah.
The Air Force is kind of in transition between the new and the old, and they're trying to make sure that the new one is going to work out well for all of our pilots and such. So that's why there's half new and half old Quick Dons on the jet.
Does that mean they're going to get rid of the yellow hoods, or is that we're going to still use the yellow hoods?
No, so the you're thinking of the passenger EPOS.
Oh, right.
The emergency passenger oxygen system. Nope, that's going to stay on the jet. Those are, I guess, I wouldn't say cheap because we just ordered some, and
really?
Man, they are expensive. But yeah, those are still on the jet.
Those things would be fun, I think, for like Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get a spare one. I don't know. So you guys pack those or whatever. Those EPOS?
Yes, sir. Yeah. They actually come from the manufacturer pretty well sealed up.
Yeah.
So there isn't much that we do with those, but we do train our aircrew on how to use those.
What's your day-to-day like with your job there at AFE?
So I currently sit in the QA position and quality assurance for the shop. So I overlook and inspect a lot of what my aircraft lead and my aircrew lead is doing. So we have 2 individuals in the shop that kind of lead that up. So anything that is involved with the aircraft is what that aircraft lead is going to deal with. Anything from all of the equipment that's loaded onto the jet, whether it be ordering supplies for what needs to be inspected and packed, making sure that jets are good through their inspection cycle for the deployments that we go on. You know, the 126, we have a high tempo.
Yes, we do.
Pace. So
That's
keeping
correct.
up with the inspection dates on all of that aircraft stuff is very involved with our aircraft lead. Our aircrew lead, he deals with everything with the aircrew. So our aircrew helmets, getting all of our new aircrew in and sized correctly, loaded into our DPass system, which is an online system that we track all of their stuff with. Chem defense section as well.
Oh, okay.
So all of we have a new mask that came in. It's an M69 mask. It's just like the M50 mask that the ground everybody wears for the ground,
right.
with the hose coming out of it. So
wow.
it's a pretty cool system that they came out with. We just integrated it about a year ago now.
Is that going to plug in? Does that hose plug into the plane, or does that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Direct oxygen supplied by the aircraft.
Oh, that's nice. So when a plane comes in, are you guys involved in when a plane comes back every day, or a plane comes back, you guys got to go up to the plane too and check it out, or
yes,
is
sir.
that something you guys do?
Yeah, we usually, as a courtesy, go out to the jet. We meet whoever is coming back from wherever they might have been. We gather up their chem bags, helmets, ALIPs, C-cells if they have them. We load in combat locator radios.
Oh, okay.
Usually loaded with secrets, so we take those in-house. We do issue out, if at AC discretion, anti-hijacking 9mm pistols.
Wow.
So whenever they do come back, if they do have those, they report back to the shop, and the aircrew return those to us,
right.
and then we inventory and close the safe up. So.
Wow, that's so. Then the 9mm is hidden in a secret location. The aircrew have holsters that they wear. Oh, really?
And yes, it's an anti-hijacking aid for any time that they have packs. They can, once we assign them to the aircrew, it is up to them where they want to keep it.
I see.
If they want to put it in the safe on the jet, or have them on their person.
So they only carry that 9mm. I don't know why I'm fascinated by this 9mm. So they only carry that 9mm when they think they might get where hijacking could happen, I guess. So not every time that they fly or something, right?
No, not every time do they fly that we issue them the anti-hijacking aid or the 9mm. It is only in situations in which they were to be picking up packs or have packs with them on their next location, or in their trips, and the AC wants them for the mission.
So are you guys are at in the ops group, in the ops squadron, or the operations group building?
So we are attached to ops, but our physical location is actually over in maintenance.
Oh, okay.
We are located just across the hall from R&R and Hydro, on the building in front of the flight line.
So you just walked across the hallway one day and never left.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't have to get dirty anymore.
Seems pretty interesting because you get to touch a lot of equipment. What's your what do you like about this job?
I like the survival side of it. It gives you a lot of opportunities to further your education in just that career field. Even I've been to multiple courses with AFE, a program manager's course.
Oh yeah, you just came back from a course last week.
Yes, sir. It was a life science investigation course. Life science equipment investigation course. It deals with aircraft mishaps and how AFE conducts their investigations upon how our equipment operated in a mishap. So it relates a lot to fighters and ejection seat aircraft. There are some scenarios in which that heavies and things like that are involved in that course as well. There are some more courses as well. So like in 2018, I attended SEER training.
Oh, really?
So yeah, ground and water. That's offered to AFE. It is not a mandatory course. AFE doesn't have to attend it, but me and another coworker were put up to it, and we decided that we would go out to Washington State and and do all those fun things that SEER has to offer.
So you got to go. What did you do in Washington? The water part, and I mean, obviously, the water part.
Yeah. The water was awesome. It involved a lot of what we inspect and pack every day.
Right.
Their simulator in their pool is something incredible. It has a ball in the middle of it that goes up and down to create waves. They have they turn off the lights and simulate lightning, and they have a fire hose. They spray water on you. It's really cool, man.
Is that when they're spraying water? So do they put you in a cabin and like shoot you into the water or whatever, or how do they do that?
They do have a simulated fuselage.
Okay.
That they dunk into the water, and you exit the fuselage and then swim to your 20-man then.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was really cool. They simulated where it was a storm, so the lights were off, the lightning was flashing, and everyone was screaming, and they were spraying water on you. So,
oh man.
So you went through their process of what they taught you throughout the course, or the death by PowerPoint before it. And you linked up, you got to the 20-man, and you did the processes in which they taught you. The first person in, plugging that equalizer clamp, and the next one in, helping the next people in. So
is that you do the water part? Do you get to go out into the woods and get lost or anything like that? Or?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
use your land nav skills.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep. We were so I can't get into much of the resistance training, but the land portion of that SEER training is 6 days and 5 nights out in the Spokane Mountains.
Holy cow.
It was in February, and it was a negative 15 degrees.
Oh, so I mean, do they teach you? Are they teaching you outside while you're outside, or are they teaching you? It's death by PowerPoint, and then you got 5 nights, 6 days in the Spokane Mountains.
Yes, you got it. It was death by PowerPoint, and then they took us out to the field.
Holy cow.
I would like to add that the SEER training and the water survival training that we do, that AFE gets to go to, is also an aircrew thing as well. So all of our aircrew have attended this course. They know about this course, but it gives light to our AFE members that instruct pilots and other aircrew members on how to use our equipment whenever they have attended that course, because they can relate back to it.
Right. How has that helped you in recently, or since you've come back with in AFE? Are you able to maybe communicate better with the pilots and things like that?
Yes, sir. In instructing the pilots in their classes, or even in inspecting the equipment, you understand why you are packing such items into a survival kit. The way they work, the way you would want to have them in the field, because you've had that experience of being in the field.
All right. Do you guys ever mess with parachutes, just out of curiosity?
The 135 used to have parachutes on
it.
Now, since they have removed them, our shop here at Scott at the 126 we do not deal with parachutes. Mm-hmm. And now other career fields, even the Illinois Air National Guard up in Peoria, they pack chutes. They have 130s. So
the AFE packs the chutes, or?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, BA 22s.
So is that something you learned in school then, at your tech school?
Yes, and going to other courses like PMC 101, the Life Science Equipment Investigation course, being with those other AFE members, you get to talk to them and see how their shops are ran. There's a lot of different ways an AFE shop can kind of operate, especially whenever there's the wide variety of aircraft that they deal with.
Sure. What's your tech school, the AFE tech school, like?
So I believe since I went, they have revamped the course. It is still located down at Shepherd Air Force Base in Texas. I believe it's 12 weeks. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's somewhere around there. The last about 3 or 4 weeks of it, though, they really dive into parachutes, drug chutes, and the ejection seat aircraft.
Did you get to do the ejection seat, like get in the ejection seat? No.
I mean, if you really want to, you could sit in it. But no, they teach each and every one of these AFE members how to pack the ACES 2 style ejection seat drogues and parachutes.
Wow. You don't get a parachute. You don't get to jump out of a plane, huh?
No.
Nah, man, you just get to pack it.
Yep, just pack it. There are, I mean, in instances where you could get your rigger wings and jump with some,
that's cool.
unit maybe somewhere else, but not here at the 126.
We're talking with Tech Sergeant Josh Johnson from the 126th Operations Support Squadron. He's at the Air Crew Flight Equipment Shop. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good Lord. I should probably write down instead of saying AFE. He works at the Air Crew Flight Equipment Shop, and you guys are looking for folks. You guys have positions available over there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we I believe have 4 slots, traditional slots available right now. Don't quote me on that. Recruiting would know exactly how many slots we have, but we had a big turnover here recently, and we're looking to try and fill some of those slots in the AFE shop.
And you guys are on those planes almost every day, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we go out every morning to do our post flights on our equipment out there. We're involved on the flight line as well as in the shop. So,
how long does a post flight check take?
It depends on where that aircraft has been and how much of our equipment has been utilized. A lot of our stuff has seals on it, so we can tell if it's been tampered with or not. If the stuff has been tampered with, we have to do what inspection criteria requires of us, and then inventory a lot of our stuff. So that does take time. So it all kind of depends on where that mission was, where it came back from, and what they utilized for the air crew.
Do you have a favorite piece of equipment that you're like, oh yeah, I love playing with this thing?
I like the 20-man. It's and the escape slide. I do like the escape slide. So the escape slide, we have a training slide in the shop.
Oh,
so,
sweet.
Yeah. So we actually pack that. We mirror it to be real world equipment.
Okay.
So we put a live bottle on it. The bottle has 3,000 PSI of pressure in it. Yeah.
Wow.
So it inflates in 10 seconds or less.
Holy cow.
So I've conducted training before where I'll take the air crew out, and I'll even invite some of our maintenance crowd out just to put it on an aircraft and pull it and inflate it, and we'll have members slide down it. I've got a video of it on my phone.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, maybe we need to come out and
yeah.
So how big is your shop? Like the inside of the shop? So you can't? Do you have a big area in your shop to?
So we have a decent sized room. We're trying to talk to leadership to get us a bigger space at some point in the 126 future.
Okay, yeah.
But as of right now, we do have a decent sized area to inflate our equipment and
slide down the slide.
Not quite.
Oh, I just keep picturing that you have the slide already set up, and you can walk up the steps and you can slide down it anytime you want. That's just...
I tell you, it kind of looks like a slip and slide whenever it's deflated on the floor.
Oh, really?
And maybe we should just spray some water on it and slip and slide down it.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I just, for whatever reason, I picture 2 stories in your office, and the top floor is similar to what we have in the studio, where there's just an overhang, and the slide is always up there. I don't know. That's just what I imagine. It'd be a lot of fun. I mean, the things that you could do on that slide, it would be a lot of fun.
I tell you, whenever it's inflated on the aircraft, it is actually kind of steep. When the first time I actually did that and inflated it on the jet and let it hit the ground,
yeah,
I was like, man, that's pretty steep. But I've been down it, and it's not a hard ride. It just scoots you on down and you get off of it.
Where is it? Where is it? Is it stuck? I mean, is it kind of folded? It's obviously folded up. Is it under? I guess I figure it's like underneath the cargo area or the cargo.
So
bay
it's
door?
actually loaded into the fuselage. It sits after the aircraft or in the back of the aircraft.
Oh, okay.
At the aft hatch. So once you open that door at the aft hatch there,
Yeah.
you'll lift the box up off the top of the escape slide. You'll flip it out, and then it has a pull here tab or lanyard.
Right.
You pull that lanyard, and boom, it inflates in 10 seconds, and you're ready to go.
Sweet. That sounds like a lot of fun. We're talking to Tech Sergeant Josh Johnson from the Air Crew. What is the F?
Air crew flight equipment.
Air Crew Flight Equipment section of the Operations Support Squadron. So you've been doing this quite a while then, 6-7 years. You came over from Hydro to.
Yes, almost a little over 7 years now.
Wow. What made you want to join the 120s, at least the Air National Guard?
My senior year of high school, I could not decide for the life of me what I wanted to do. I had no, I couldn't figure it out. I talked to my brother-in-law, and my brother-in-law was actually a part of the unit. And he was like, "Man, you need to join the Guard. You know, you can gain some benefits from it.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to go to college, but you know, if you were to work hard and show everybody that you're a hard worker, then maybe you could get on full time out here and make a career out of it." So that is what I chose to do at that time.
That's great. Where'd you go to high school? I know it's a very St. Louis question, but since you brought it up.
Yeah, a small town of Salem, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how far is that from here?
If you head east on 50 for about an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
It's about an hour and a half from here.
So you live in the area now since you're working full time here?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I live out by Carlisle, Illinois.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were talking about the benefits, of being in the Guard. What are the benefits that you've been taking advantage of?
Here recently, I've been taking the education benefits. I've used my Illinois Guard grant to actually pay for my tuition to go to school.
Oh, that's great.
And then I've been using my post 9/11 to help me get through it as well.
Yeah, thank goodness for all that. What are you studying?
I am studying the aviation management through SIUC Carbondale.
Okay.
It is a weekend program that they offer, and it is a off-campus location at SWIC that they bring these professors to, and they teach basically every other weekend.
Wow.
So you'll have 3 classes, in-person classes a semester.
Okay.
And then 1 class that spans the whole semester that's an online class.
Oh, wow. So I think that's what Colonel Jackson's bachelor's is in aviation management.
That is what I hear.
Yeah, what made you want to choose aviation management?
I feel like with that degree, a lot of doors open up for you. A lot of you can be an airport manager. You can be an airline manager. You can be, so many things with it. And the fact that it was convenient for me as well.
Right.
I could go every other weekend, and eventually I will complete my bachelor's degree, which will be very, very soon.
Thank goodness. So how long is the program? I don't know. Is it a normal 4-year degree with this way, or is it a little bit different? Is the program a little bit quicker?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It's a 16-month course that they offer.
Wow.
And it is continuous. So what I mean by continuous is at any point in a semester or beginning of semester, an individual can jump into it.
Okay.
So if I am on my last semester, we just had a bunch of newbies start the semester.
Oh, okay.
So it depends. Like, you can jump in anywhere in the circle. Now, it's once you jump into the circle, then you've got to do every other weekend until that 16 months is up, and then you'll have completed that the program or the core curriculum for that degree.
You say it's every other weekend. Now, what about drills?
So yes, that has been a challenge, right? So my leadership has been wonderful in accommodating me to try and make it to these college classes on a drill weekend, and I make it up elsewhere outside of drill weekend, and vice versa. I have attended drill and had class on the outside, and the professors, some have been very, very helpful. So it's a hard balance in the drill weekends. But if your leadership is on board with you and is willing to work with you, it is definitely doable.
That's great. Who's it? I think, was it Chief Rizzo? Does she have an aviation degree, aviation management degree also?
Yes, sir. My understanding of it is we actually share the same professor from when she had back in the day, Dr. Dave Newmeyer. He's been teaching for a very, very long time now.
Did you just call? I think you just called Chief old. I don't know.
Oh, no, I'd call Dr. Dave Newmeyer old. He's been at it for a long time.
What made you say, hey, I think I'll go to college now?
I wanted to open up some more doors for me in my career. I love AFE, and if AFE is my career until the day I retire, then I'll be happy. But it would be nice to not have those what-ifs in life of what if I would have tried to get my bachelor's and, see what else I could be in life.
Right.
So the education benefits were there for me, and I had the time to do it. I am getting married in April. So after I get married, I don't think I'll have much time to try and go back to school to get my bachelor's or anything like that. So this is kind of like my last ditch effort to try and complete a bachelor's degree.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, you never know. You might get the bug and be like, hey, maybe I'll get my master's.
Ooh, yes. So that's another one that Keith Mueller, he is the kind of the director for that program. He has pushed and got the master's degree program. It will be every other weekend at SWIC.
For aviation management?
For aviation management through SIUC. And if you take it within a year after graduating with your bachelor's, there's multiple 400 level classes that count towards your master's. So you could take 7 classes after you graduate with your bachelor's and have your master's.
Sounds like you got it mapped out. It's there for you, brother. It's right there for you.
I don't know. I was looking forward to the end, man. I want my weekends back so bad I could spit.
All right. That is Tech Sergeant Josh Johnson from the 126th Operations Support Squadron. He's with the AFE, the Aircraft Flight Equipment Shop. I appreciate you stopping by today.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you having me.
With your look around the Air Force, I'm Staff Sergeant Jasmine Granger. General B. Chan Saltzman is the new Chief of Space Operations for the Space Force. This is the highest ranking military position in the Space Force, and Saltzman is the second person to hold it. The change of responsibility was passed to Saltzman from General John J. Raymond. During the ceremony, Saltzman shared what he plans to do in the position.
You have my commitment that I will work relentlessly to make the Space Force the combat-ready force that our nation needs. So get ready, because I'm going to need your best as well.
As the new CSO, Saltzman becomes a member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Pregnant aircrew have new information available to help make an informed decision about flying while they're expecting. A 3-part document, the Aircrew Voluntary Acceptance of Risk, includes a risk acknowledgement page, an outline of medical risks, and acceptable flight profiles. There's also a set of frequently asked questions and answers to provide additional information. Undersecretary of the Air Force Gina Ortiz-Jones says it's about balancing operational readiness, safety, and the agency of aircrew members. The document is on the Air Force Medical Services Reproductive Health webpage. Airmen at 8 bases across the Air Force are part of a study to proactively identify and address physical issues before they become bigger problems. The Air Force Research Lab's Movement Matters study established baseline data for airmen by assessing their mobility and identifying those most at risk for injury. It's part of an effort to reduce physical damage that can impact teams and mission accomplishment. Lieutenant Colonel Robert Briggs, the lab's research military director, says musculoskeletal injuries are the primary threat to readiness, leading to limited duty days, medical issues, financial burdens, and non-deployable service members. And that's your look around the Air Force.
The National Park Service is now offering a free lifetime military pass for Gold Star families and U.S. military veterans. A free annual pass is available for current U.S. military members. That includes National Guard and their dependents. The passes provide free access to more than 2,000 federal recreation areas, including national parks, wildlife refuges, and forests. The pass at the Arch will get you $3 off the ride to the top. You can find more information about that on our Facebook page. If you are having thoughts of suicide or know someone in crisis, call the military crisis line. It's real simple. 988. That's all you got to do is dial 988 on your phone and press 1. You can find all of our links on Linktree. That's linktr.ee/126ARW if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Don't forget, you can also download this on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and what's the other one? Stitcher and Apple. If you want to pass along some information, maybe you got something coming up in your organization, email roll call 126.arw.pa.mm.org@us.af.mil. Thanks for listening to Roll Call, a 126th Air Refueling Wing podcast focused on people, mission, and community. I'm Master Sergeant Brian Ellison.
100, 50, 30, 20, 10.